testing, testing. All right, cool. Alrighty, so testing my mic one more time. I think we're pretty good to start. All right. Cool. Okay, what's up? I'm gonna be working on Overboard Online stuff, and I haven't documented any updates for a while online or like in public or whatever you want to call this. So I'm gonna take a minute to try to step back from the actual online stuff that I had been working on and showcase the state of Overboard as well as a couple things that are currently in progress. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of host or launch a normal game here. And hopefully none of my networking stuff is getting in the way right now. I have a lot of in progress code, but it should be isolated to the networking segment of the game. So as long as I am testing and showing you guys stuff in local mode, it should be okay. So a couple things I want to just talk about is GDC is coming up, which is pretty crazy. So in 1 week from now, actually like literally 1 week from now, I'll be getting ready to catch a flight to go to San Francisco to go to the Game Developer Conference, hopefully to learn some new things and network and do all these other things. But the goal, if we could survive this 50-second long compiling, the goal is for Overboard to be in a state where online is ready by the time we get to GDC. That would be pretty exciting. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I'm hopeful that it will, but we'll see. It's proving to be extremely challenging, which of course it is. Networking is like notoriously a difficult thing to do. And making an online game is the thing that all game devs always say, like, this is gonna kill you. And so I was like, oh, I should do that. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. So just to show off some Overboard stuff, we have a menu now. This obviously needs to be touched up and refined, but we got local and online play. And we have this absolutely beautiful game mode artwork here for team battle and free for all. I think these are just incredible looking. And we have our game. So in the choose a captain screen, you can press a button to join, and you can find any of the captains. All of the captains have fully updated character art. And you can play with up to 6 people locally, and in theory, up to 6 people online total too. This system right here is one of the things that's been really hard to do right, because if you can imagine, not only are you networking the players joining and spawning properly and getting all the information, but now they have to be able to control a UI element that controls another UI element that controls what character they select. So there's a lot of dependencies here, and that's kind of an important, complicated networking problem. Especially because we don't want just to be able to do local or networked, but we want to be able to do local in networked. So in theory, someone should join on one computer, and then maybe 2 of their friends are with them, so 3 people can be playing together, and then 2 other people can join from online. And that is where things start to fall apart and get really tricky in Overboard. So, and Unity in general, honestly, not just our game. But after you get through that section there, you get a control screen, which shows you 4 very simple controls. You can dash, fire, move, and aim. What we have not conveyed to the player yet... I turned the cannons backwards. I need to fix that really quickly. Well, whatever. What we did not convey to the players is that the... it's really funny looking. The... charge... You can charge your dash and your cannon. You can shoot... And you can shoot harder and faster, and you can see that arrow stretch when you're doing that too. Which still people just don't see that. They just don't see that. So we gotta communicate that even better to our players. Whoa, I think our camera is broken. New bug. So you can see that the dynamic camera hasn't turned on, so we're looking at everything from very far away. And a new bug again. So, as you can see, working on things in my network situation is causing some problems. That is a new one. So this is interesting because this is a bug I was getting in my networked mode, but it's also a bug I'm getting in local now, which I actually really didn't expect. Hey guys, what's up? So as much as I want to fix this bug right now, we're gonna write it down. It's gonna be on our to-do list because we actually have a couple other UI bugs to fix first. So that is kind of important. That being said, alrighty. We're gonna go ahead and stop that game. I'm gonna make a note that there is a bug with the runtime player info about player health. Cannonball collision. Also, there was a bug with our dynamic camera not turning on. So dynamic cam. Those two things we'll get to later. But for now, what we are going to be doing is testing out a networked game. What? You only have one computer. How are you going to do that? So Unity has this kind of cool thing at the very top where you can actually enable multiplayer play mode, where you can actually simulate a networked game on one computer. So you'll see when I hit play, it has this new launch screen here instead of the normal like compiling. It is deploying multiple games now, basically. So you're gonna see the editor split into two. And at the very top, you can see player 2 there. Oh, cool! My chat thing is actually working. Yeah, if you are in, feel free to say hi. Cool. So here's one player right here, and there's another player. I'm gonna go ahead and throw those next to each other, maybe. Here we go. So what I can do now is I can go ahead and go into online, and one player is going to be hosting, and I'm going to go ahead and select free for all, and they have a room code right here. This is just a dev thing. This is not a polished feature yet, but when they join, their cursor spawns and their card spawns, and someone can locally spawn in too, which seems normal, but is actually kind of a big deal for the networked mode, because in network, local stuff falls apart very quickly. So now here's what we're testing for is when this other player joins, they should spawn a third character card here and their cursor should show up. But we've been having issues with syncing the movement and the card because there's some like race conditions of like setting stuff. So like the player joins, it populates its information and then it tries to do the UI is what it's supposed to do. But what's happening is the player joins, it tries to get its UI, and then sets up an information. So it's not initialized properly yet, so the UI bugs out and crashes. Or just doesn't do anything, really. It's not really a crash. But I'm going to go ahead and type in that room code. This is a whole thing that we're going to have to overhaul later, because this is a game meant for controllers. Ooh, okay, perfect. So their controllers are in the correct spots, and both of their cards showed up. So now if I join, my cursor is synced too. And now if I go back onto this side, this cursor is synced. And this cursor, beautiful. So we have officially got our UI stuff synced. If you have good eyes, though, you might notice a problem here, which is that our UI, the cursors, are broken. We have player 1 and player 2 on this screen, and then player 5 in a different color. And then on this screen, we have, let's see if I can just make that really big. Nope, there we go. Well, that's not particularly nice to look at. What? Wow, okay. On this side, we have player 5, and player 1. So for some reason, the cursor visuals are not actually syncing and updating yet, but these two are because they're local. This one is because it's local, but networked, so the cursor color and number is not synced yet. But what's going to make that easier is we have some nice stuff here that we can look at. So if I go into my networked players over here, we can click on one of the player boats that is networked. We can go down And we can find, let's see, there we go, player identifier. So this is player number 1, this is player 0, and then this is player 2. So this is technically 0, this is 1, and this is 2. So all we have to do is send it an update to make sure that other people's cursors get the correct number. And then we just have to grab the player color from the players as well, which you can see player 1 and 2 on the local side, their color is set. Player 3, who joined via client, his player is not set yet. So I need to network player color and player tag. So the hard part here becomes we want these things to work in a local game and not be exclusively networked components. So how do we network those two things without breaking local mode? It's already broken enough. How to network. I'm just taking notes for myself here. Color and int. Without breaking local. So that's our next goal. The exciting thing though is we have some good progress here. We actually haven't hit any actual like legit bugs yet. So I'm gonna see if we can get both of our players to confirm. Oh, something's happened. So the controller input is no longer working. It might have, the controller might have just disconnected. Let's try this guy really quick. Yeah, I think the game just disconnected because I stopped playing. So we'll have to retry that at some point. But the cursors are going to be our next goal. So we'll have to go into our code and look at where are we setting our cursor color and number, which is probably going to be in here. We have update cursor position. Well, actually, before we even do that, we're going to need to make the player color and index networked somehow. So that's going to be kind of our next big thing. Welcome in. Ooh, wrong button. Don't look at that. Steam. I'm gonna like sort out all my screens over here. It's kind of a mess. Okay, that's better. Welcome in. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at some of our code here. Again, the big fear is we want to network these variables without breaking our local mode. Sweet. Feel free to let me know if mic or music audio is imbalanced, if I need to turn anything up or down, because it's kind of hard to tell on my end. I tested, it sounded good to me, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm gonna need to make a like separate script here that's in charge of basically handing off player data to the network. Because again, I don't want to do it inside the player health or the player movement or anything else, because that could be a huge issue, because then the player wouldn't function in the local mode, which technically is already the case, but we can fix that. So I'm going to go into my prefab here of the player boat, which is networked. So we have a local boat. Oh, it's behind my face. We have a local boat and we have a networked boat. Um, the networked boat has all of the extra network components. So right now I have something that handles network UI selection of the client transform. This is kind of a basic thing. This is also a basic thing. So the only actual custom network script I have on here right now is my network UI selection, which is what makes them subscribe to the like cursor stuff and get all that data correctly. Pretty much everything else in here is just basic netcode for Unity stuff. So like the network object, network transform, and network rigid body. So I honestly feel good about that. We haven't really like bloated this script too much. So yeah, we're gonna make a player, or let's call it network player. I don't know. I like the idea data. We are networking our player data. That seems pretty solid of a name. I'm going to save that in my networking folder. And we're going to open up a new guy here. And the weird thing with networking, from what I understand, is you can only network certain kinds of data, like basic things. You can't network, you can't send a game object over network. So you'd have to send like an ID over the network and then find the game object via the ID, because you're literally sending data. So you don't want to send big pieces of data. You want to send tiny pieces of data. I mean, that's at least what I understand of it. I'm also... Good afternoon. What's up, dude? Welcome in. I also want to make it clear that I am not exactly a expert on networking. Top fans. Dude, what's this, what's your little crown there? I don't know how this works. I've never seen that before. This guy's in first place. Also, I'm digging the Clippy profile picture. The network player data. Whoosh. So, we need to change this to a network behavior. Why is that coming up red? There we go. I'm going to go ahead and add a big comment. I like to just add a big chunky comment at the top every single time I start a script so that I can tell myself. It's like my affirmations. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, I am currently trying to make my local co-op game into an online multiplayer game. Slash both. I gotta tell you, man, unless you have a very good reason to do it, I kind of... Or unless you're really interested in learning this stuff, I wouldn't necessarily recommend making a multiplayer game, especially an online multiplayer game. I'm working through the network stuff. Like, I'm gonna have to overhaul the entire game. Like, from UI all the way through to, like, player stuff, to leaderboards, to scoring. Like, it is crazy. So the only reason we're doing it for our game is because our game is explicitly meant to be a party game, but we're gonna start by launching on PC. Yeah. We're trying to start on PC before we tried anything like, because it would be ideal for like the Nintendo Switch because it's a party game. But starting on PC, we're trying to get online multiplayer so that we can increase our like accessibility, so we can see if it's worth trying to port for Nintendo or not. But that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and break this out. So this script is the in-between, handles syncing relevant player data like color, index, health, etc. Yeah, you too, man. What kind of game are you making? Psychological horror. Nice, dude. Nice. How's Godot? My programmer really wants to use Godot, but I have not been swayed. Yeah. I mean, I'm just big on like I'm big on options with a lot of documentation and support. Like Unity has this whole netcode system built in, so it makes it accessible for me to actually do something like multiplayer. Whereas Godot, I think I would just not even try. But I know there's a lot of good to be had in Godot too. Um, yeah, I just haven't been not. I don't think it's right for the project I'm working on. It's also the first time I've streamed in maybe I'm at least 3 months, 3 and 6 months or so. So it's cool seeing people pop in. Yeah, I bet so. Okay, so I guess the crown thing. I guess you like get XP or something for engaging in YouTube streams, and you have achieved the highest rating of engagement. Hey, you too, man. Have a good one. It's funny. Yeah, I'm curious if you'll stay in the lead. I'm gonna be streaming for like 5 hours today, probably. So who knows? Yeah, literally, because we needed that. There's gonna be like, there's gonna be loot boxes in the chat soon. Yeah, weird man. Thanks, man. Have a good one. Hopefully, I see you again. Interesting. This is weird. I have never done anything like this thing. And that? Upper serializer. Am I missing a namespace? I don't know. Serializer dot serialize value. Yeah, I wonder if I'm just missing a namespace and that's why it's not auto-populating. Okay. Welcome in. Oh, I literally just spelled it wrong. That's pretty funny. Hey, there we go. Alright. Now we can get into syncing our data. So I get it now. It's all coming together. Public network variable. Call it data. Oh. We'll call it data sync. Oh crap. Synced data. Ready to sync. Let's space this out. Okay. New. Player data sync. Oh, stupid typos. Okay. Health. And color. Equals. Okay. So now that we've set basic things, variable read permission dot everyone, and then variable write permission. Date. Color. Beautiful. This is gonna be nice. Public. Void. Update. Color. If is owner. Oh. Interesting. So, try this for now. Equals. Okay, that feels better. And the new data dot color equals color, and then synced data dot color. Oh, oh Jesus, I get it. Value equals new data. Have to update whole data block each time. So we update, make a copy, update color, replace old. Beautiful. And we have a tiny typo here. We're good. So now we need to start looking at how we're going to actually implement this new player data thing and actually update our player color. Interesting. I guess we should do that in Network Spawn Manager, probably. Welcome in, by the way. We are working on making our indie game Overboard into an online indie game, which is a big headache. Okay, I need to check out where do I actually initialize colors to begin with. Oh man, that's gonna be a headache. So if we go into Spawn Manager. No, it's on the boat actually, which maybe makes this easier. We moved it so that it would be easier. Good timing on that, I guess. So if we take a look at player color, I'm going to start making a little bit of a flowchart here. So not Notepad. I guess Photoshop works. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes when I'm coding big crap like this, it makes it a lot easier if I make some sort of visual so I can keep track of the flow of logic here, which I feel like is a pretty normal thing. So color, maybe we'll start with like a yellow. And let's knock our brush size down. Okay. So player color, shockingly, starts in player color. on the player boat. So how does it work? So the player color, when it is initialized, we initialize player color. So player color equals clear. Get first unused color. So this is it right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and unused color. And how does get first unused color work? It updates the player color list. Active player colors clear. Okay, this is how we can fix this. So right now we are using something that is only on the local side. So this should actually be pretty easy to change. Instead of using the input adapter, we are going to use the player identifier. So player identifier in player identifiers, and then we'll grab this and we'll replace that right here. Now it should check the entire list of all of the people in the game, which is great. And then in first unused color, we're gonna... Are we running this twice? Initialize. Really? Equals get first unused color. In this, we're updating this list. Okay, maybe I'm just crazy. Okay, perfect. So, next color, player colors, perfect. That might actually fix that, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a sync issue. Let's try that out though. No, because the player colors aren't synced at all yet, so we need to sync them before we even... But this is set up to be network friendly now, so this is good. This section right here is good. We need to sync player color. So, on join? I guess on spawn, really. On spawn, wait for color initialize. Init. And then send RPC. Cool. And then we'll also need a on late join. So this is going to be pretty similar to how we just did everything else in the network spawn manager, which makes me wonder if we should start breaking it into different scripts or not. I guess we'll see soon. So we request a server boat spawn from the server. It makes the boat, and then we start a coroutine called delayed sync, where we are going to initialize some things. So right here, we sync the player's identity for clients. This is great. This is really great. So we can basically just copy paste this and make a second script where we sync color, or we could add color into that. I think it'd be easier if we don't though. Sync player color and RPC. Color, which we'll do in just a second. Void player color client RPC, and we need to make sure we add the line at the top here. So this is a, keep forgetting what RPC stands for. My one viewer in the chat, if you know what RPC stands for, you'll be my new favorite viewer. Why do I keep hitting the wrong button? Send to. And then we're gonna use specified in parameters. We used send to everyone, and then we had a specific case where we only want to send to a client, so I'm gonna just use specified in parameters from now on. I think that's just easier. So we're gonna grab a color. Oh my goodness, I cannot type today. And then I'm gonna just copy paste this hunk right here. RPC parameters is default in case it is not set. Boom. And then we are going to do this. We cut the parentheses off there. Alrighty. So in sync player client identity, we start a coroutine where we wait in sync. Yeah, that's fine. Let's be more specific. Wait for D. In sync. Wait for ready in sync. And then I'm gonna start by copy pasting this guy. Wait for color and sync. I guess we should still grab some of these parameters, huh? Should we just bundle it? I think we maybe should just bundle it. Maybe this is silly. Yeah. Sync player identity. Perfect. Wait and sync. Wait for the object to exist. Sync UID and start. Put it on pair select screen. Easy. Then this is the hyper. So this is gonna be kind of interesting. Spawner belongs to client, incorrect local index. Avoid spawners from other people's stuff. Okay. I think we could bundle this into here. The color actually needs to happen before this part. Okay. Yeah, let's try right here. Welcome in. Currently, I am working on networking our player color across different clients so that when player boats spawn, they consistently grab a new color instead of accidentally duplicating because they don't realize that people on different computers already took the color. So, grabbing the color logic on player. And then inside here, if this is null, and if color isn't null, then sync color, sync UID. Should be, in theory, the only other thing we kind of bloat up this area with. I want to keep this kind of lightweight. And this feels like it's getting a little bit big, but hopefully if we initialize index, ID, and color right here, everything else should be able to come in after that. These are the only things that need to be set on spawn, I think. So we'll hope for that. Okay. So okay. Then all the way up to here. We need to, in the request spawn, find the color. Set UID and int, index, I guess I should say. I'm getting those two words mixed up. Now, set color. So, player color. Script equals component player color script dot player color equals get first unused. Do I need to make that a public? Congrats, you have gone public. Where is the error? Ah. There we go. Okay. So now we've changed everything. Select that and oh, I did this all in the background. This is gonna be ugly. So now in a networked game, net in its color and S's syncs. In local, we do that crap. Let's see if that worked or not. That'd be pretty sweet. Would be a lot of progress for only a couple minutes. Because once the player color is networked, then the cursors will start being updated, then the boats will start being updated, then a lot of other stuff is going to fall into place and work normally again. I imagine we're going to run into at least one bug here because we haven't tested it all since we worked on implementing that, so we'll see. And then after this test, I'll take some notes on what goes wrong, and then I'll probably take a quick break. Yeah, another problem with doing a networked project is that, unfortunately, it takes a long time to boot up both clients. And I guess my computer is kind of due for some upgrades, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to deal with that for a while. I'm not in a spot where I could just throw that money around. Not exactly, at least. Okay. Let's throw this guy over here. And do it all again. Free aspect. This is why we're in free aspect. Because otherwise, everything's a mumbled mess. Okay, we're going to go online. We're going to host a game. We are going to go into free-for-all. I did it too fast. I forgot to mention there is a bug I have not fixed yet. Well, there's more than one. But let me mark that down. Wait for server init or host button. All right. Try this again. Spilled water on myself. I am hopeful this time around. 2, 3. Our first guy comes in. Player 1 is blue. That's great. Local second player is red, just like he's supposed to. That's already always been working. Now we're going to join the online game. BCD. Wow, 3 in a row. 88F. Join. Crossing all of our fingers. And the cursor colors have not updated. Except they have, because player 3 is successfully green. So it worked in the sense that the players, when they join, they are getting access to the correct... Well, that's actually really interesting. Because I think that means... Let's check. We open up the scene here. Oh, where's the scene? Oh, we're full screened. We have a red boat. Wait. Where are the rest of the... Why can't I focus? That's interesting. Usually, you are able to hit F to focus on a object. Oh! Yes! Okay, so we have a red, a blue, and a green boat. It's just that the cursor... Oh. That makes me feel so good, guys. Okay, now we just need to update cursor viz. Update cursor viz is next. I'm gonna throw that on to our to-dos here. Update cursor viz with U index and layer color dot. Oh, let's check one other thing too. Check the host side. What the oh. There you go. We were not looking at the actual game. Player boat. Don't crash. What's... Okay, we're good. Yes! Yes, guys. That's really good. Okay, team, I'm gonna go on the be right backs, and I'll check in just a little bit. Alrighty, we are back. And it has come to my attention that my music has stopped working. Gulp. I wonder why. I'm gonna try to fix this really quick. Properties. Try that. I think that's gonna fix it. Hey, there we go. Okay. I'm gonna change it. We're gonna go to new soundtrack. Oh. Okay, sweet. Guys, welcome back. Oh my god, I just rocketed my controller at myself. We are not used to streaming. It's been a while. I have nothing interesting in my background. Have not a whole lot to look at except what's going on screen. So hopefully you're looking at my screen instead of my face. Because that is why we're here. Let in a little bit of light. I got some big old windows around me. And we're back. So the player boat color is updating. You can see in this hobbled mess of a screen I am streaming right now, there is a green, there is a red, there is a blue boat. But we need to update how they get their numbers. If you might have caught this. That's player one, and that's player one. So let's jump back in with the cool Celeste music. Oh my god. I miss this game. One of those games where it's like everyone talks about it like crazy hype forever, and you're kind of annoyed, and then you finally play it, and then it makes sense, you know? Alright. We are going to not use this silly old player index anymore. We are going to use our player... We're going to use get component. I think we can just do that, right? Wait. Yeah. Get component. Player identifier. Dot key index. Wait, U index. Index or index. That like literally should fix it entirely. And now we get to jump into the cursor. Update cursor color. All right. So here we go. I think let's throw a... I think we specifically aren't calling this when we should be. If you aren't the local owner... I think we need to update all of... Slice remote. That's it. Wait. What? Yes. We just pass that in. Dude. Go to references. Let's do it. We're gonna do this from setup cursor. Yeah, totally. So let's throw into this. Player color and nope. Player color and U index. I guess I should underscore U index. That'll be sweet. Okay. So cursor dot player. Oh. Okay. I'm already passing that in. Okay. Connector dot get component. Oh. What? Oh, that's not what I thought it was. Connector dot player have the information I want. Cursor player connector. Let's take a look at this. We have the UID. We have the input, and we have the local ID. I guess they all do have a player input still. So we could try player input. Okay. Connector dot player input dot get component player input adapter dot player boat dot get component player color dot player color again. Now color player color equals, throw that in there, go to definition, tack that onto the end, color player color, and then player color there, cursor image color equals player color, and cursor text object dot get component text mesh pro GUI dot text equals let's hop down to here where we do it. Yeah, we could do that, I think. Oh, can't. Have to pass in the player connector. What is it called? Player connector. What is the issue here? Copy. Go to definition. Paste. What? Could not be found. Am I crazy? Also, welcome in. We are having a bit of a bug here. New player connect. Ooh, that's crazy. Do I need to specify that very, very, very specific thing there? Go to references. Let me go to definition. Let's try this. Okay, that worked. Connector. Dot. Player input. Dot. Get component. Player input adapter. Dot. Player boat. Dot. Get component. Dot. Player. Tag. Is a mother of a line. If that works though, we're gonna be in a great place mentally. I don't know about in the game, but at least mentally. Maybe we... Oh, we have errors. Wait, what? What? Oh, I just hadn't saved the script. Okay, guys. Hope you're feeling the hype. It's gonna work this time. It's gonna work this time! Okay. We... stop and start the game. It should have just been compiling. I don't know why it started on its own. Welcome in. Yeah, I don't know if you're a returning or new viewer, but Working on Overboard is a party game that we are trying to make into a online party game because we're going to be launching it on Steam for PC and whatever else. It will actually also work on the Steam Deck in theory, but it's going to be PC, Linux, Mac, all the stuff. We're trying to maximize our accessibility, so we are trying to make an online version. So instead of just playing locally co-op with a bunch of friends, you should also be able to host an online game, and in that online game, you can go ahead and join, and you could bring in a second friend, so you could have 2 people locally join your game, like this. And now I have 2 people, player 1 and player 2, and then you could have a third person join from a different computer. We're pretending this. Oh, I think I just broke it. Dang it. Well, we almost got to show you what we've been working on. Okay. Almost launched. Online. Host. Free-for-all. Player 1. Player 2. We're going to go in online and join. We're going to type in that room code CP9DG. I mean, DGJ. Oh, I messed it up. CP9DGJ. DGJ. It's a weird hunk of sounds. Okay, it broke. But we have a pretty clear error right here. Didn't find probably the player input, so that makes a lot of sense actually. Interesting. Active document is, yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that crap. When I open from this, well, whatever. That's not important. Okay. Well, how are you doing? My silent lurking viewer. Okay, that's way easier. Let's do this instead. Okay. Okay, so this way we can successfully get a reference to the correct boat if the player identifier.uid is exactly equal to our connector.uid, then we have found the correct one, and we will say boat found equals player identifier, and then break. That's it. Now, if boat found is null, debug.log error, did not find the matching boat, and return. Okay. Now, get rid of all that garbage. Wait, no, not that garbage. This garbage. Boat found dot get component. This is infinitely streamlined. Player color dot player color, and then the only one, or was there something else? Might be it. So we get our reference here, get our reference here. Quote found is null. We go through, we search and find the boat. Okay, so set cursor ID. And search boats to find linked boat via ID. I'll chunk that all together, so like that. Now, honestly, this should be up there. There. And yeah, we could just pass through the tag too. Color, player tag. Go to definition. Whoosh. Hey. As in it should be louder? Or is too loud? Or maybe I was talking quietly. But welcome in, dude. Yeah, let me know if you meant that my mic was too loud or needs to be louder. Also, congrats on being number 2 in the leaderboard. Needs to be louder. Okay, heard. How is this? Is that better? Or is that too loud? And also just physically move it a little bit too. So that should help in theory. Cool, dude. Thank you, man. Nice. How's it going, dude? What you up to? Let's see. There's no argument given. What's that? I wonder if I have a big latency situation here. Sometimes that just compiles the longer you stream. I see the words game dev in your name. Do you have a game you're working on? Oh, you get some good view counts, dude. Nice. Okay, let's actually save our changes and see if this goes away. Is it the like isometric town one that I'm seeing in your thumbnails? I'm stalking you now. Also, tell me about Godot. The last guy that was in here also said the same thing. He's using Godot. What's the appeal there? Because for me, Unity has just been too nice to give up. I'm looking at your Steam page, dude. This looks cool. Is DAMPF an acronym? Or is it just what it's called? AMPF? Alright. See if we can get... Oh, I freaking launched it in the wrong mode again. It'd be sweet if this works this time. Oh, interesting. Does it just compile really quickly? Because Unity takes a while once you get into the thick of it with the project. Because I don't know, my biggest fear with Godot has just been like, Unity has all of this crazy amount of documentation and support, so I just feel like Godot, I don't know, might be a little bit more elbow grease to get the same thing done, but I also get the fact that it's open source is pretty unbeatable. Okay, player 1 joined, player 2 joined, now we are going to join the game. ERJJWF. Because like this in Unity, netcode stuff is already incredibly challenging. Oh. It worked! Okay, all the cursors are synced, all the players are synced. That's so cool. Okay, so this guy's gonna select, and then we'll go back into this game. This guy's gonna... Dude, this has been a week in the making. So I have a player on the left screen, 2 players that are again, one of them's the host, and one of them joined on the host in the same computer. And then on the right screen is technically a different client that is joining remotely. And so I have hybrid, local, and network all working together. And then I finally got the cursors to update and move on both screens in all these cases. And I got the confirmation thing. And there's our bugs. Yes, dude. Oh, that makes me so happy. And then player 1, 2, and 3. We're getting so close to this being a playable game. That's pretty exciting, dude. I've like literally been working on that for like a week now. Finally, start to get out of the menu here and start actually networking something gameplay related. So I unpause, it just breaks everything though. Okay. Ah, perfect. That's actually exactly what I need to segue to. So yeah, Unity does a similar thing. With Unity, I could, if I am in the cursor script over here and I add a comment, for example, so I add, here is a test comment, and then I save and I go back to Unity, it'll immediately compile the script. But admittedly, it does take a while sometimes. So it does have VS Code integration and stuff. And then boom, just reloads it and the script is ready to go. Yeah. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I mean, like, I would like to work in Godot someday, maybe for a game jam or something smaller, but we have blown this game's scope out of the water. So I just don't even want to think about it. But the exciting thing is I finally get to move on to networking, my next part. So this is all done. This is complete. Next, we need to fix the displays. And I have no idea what that actually involves yet. So we're gonna have to take a look at that now. So in the cursor, I know they're called more than once though, huh? But yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's something nice to trying out different things. It's just kind of different format. Like when you get really proficient, you know, a lot of it carries through, but there would be a lot of relearning. We moved from Unreal into Unity, and that has been a lot of relearning, actually. But yeah, like if I went back into Unreal, it would take me a minute to get back to where I was. So I kind of see your point, but I don't know. Okay, so okay. I think I can fix. Well, maybe it would be better to just fix the scoreboard though. Are you like actively working on your game, or do you are you on like a break, or like I don't know? 'Cause I mean, like, I feel like I feel like I've been pretty consistent. A lot of people I know that are working on games though, it's like on and off, you know. It's hard to find the time. Oh, really, man? How did that go? Like, did you just have funding, or did you just have money, or like, yeah? Because so I currently teach. I do I teach animation and game design at a high school actually, which is kind of sweet. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to do this more, you know. Um, I've always thought about going full time, but I haven't had the right push yet, I guess. Oh man, it's gonna be a headache, dude. Network game. Network game. I don't even know. Systems. Add a new one. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. With teaching, I'm literally teaching game design, and I have some upper level classes where I can literally just work on this during, and it's like exemplar work, basically. But yeah, and I have time every once in a while, you know, it's like, it's hard to find time every day. It's hard to find time often enough, you know? Um, 'Cause I think the weird thing is like, I think I'd be content if it was 50-50, you know, if 20 of my hours of work in a week were this and 20 were at an actual job, which I guess is even more doable because then you're still getting some sort of income. But most jobs that I would like to do would not be hiring part-time. I guess I could like adjunct as a professor somewhere, go like teach a couple classes, but I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I get you, man. What do you do for work? Yeah. Was the pressure pretty intense when you did full time? Like, were you feeling like, I don't know, how, like that feels like it would wreck your mental health because everything is riding on success now, you know? Hmm. Yeah, that sounds stressful, man. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, because it's just like, if things don't go exactly right, it just feels like you're getting farther and farther from what you were supposed to be doing or what you thought was going to happen. Ooh. So we don't have a deadline. I kind of wish we did. So it's me and two of my buddies. One of them has a background in concept art, and one of them has a background in programming. And then I have a background in everything in between. Um, we've been working on this since the summer. I haven't really gotten to show off what it actually is yet. I don't know if you've even seen it. um, but it is a player versus player like party game. You pilot a little physics-based ship, and you go around and you fight each other. And you every single time a round ends, everyone gets to add a new character to their crew, and every character is a power-up. So it's kind of like Smash Bros meets Rounds, if you know Rounds. So like every single round, everyone gets another power-up, and it gets kind of crazy and over the top. Oh, I just saw my stream thumbnail again, and I do not love it. Skin tone's off, and the face is kind of scary. But I have a video I can pull up really quickly. It's funny, we made the trailer like a stupid long time ago, so the trailer is extremely outdated from what the actual gameplay looks like. So, wow, dude. It's crazy seeing old work. Surprised this isn't public. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy seeing all these old versions of my game because it just like doesn't even look recognizable anymore. There's me. Okay, so this is the game. We've updated the game modes and stuff. Long story short, you pick characters and you ready up and you start the game. And there's a whole ton of different like maps and stuff. And you fight each other. This is me fighting myself, so obviously not exactly the most exciting gameplay to watch. But yeah. After every single fight, when somebody survives or dies or whatever else, you get to move on, and you get to pick one of three. So it's kind of actually technically a deck builder. So these super broken bounty posters. Man, we need to get more content out there. This is weird. It's like a reaction video to my own video. There's two of me on the screen. But you can see you pick a new character and the power-up stack. And by the end of it, you get some pretty cool stuff. This is kind of a funny moment where I'm showing off. So the character with the green helmet is Wally. He can like deflect stuff. And so if you deflect, this just kind of like went crazy on the physics. They shoot me, I deflect, and then they fly off into the moon, basically. What we're really excited about is, again, like adding online to this, adding new character art, and adding CPU boats is going to be a pretty huge change. We don't have a public Steam page yet, because we don't have any work for it. We don't have a trailer yet that we're proud of. We don't have a thumbnail yet, so we're just kind of holding out. I love that clip, though. So no Steam page yet. But next week I'm going to GDC, actually. My work is paying for it, which is kind of crazy. So I'm trying to get online stuff buttoned down in the next week, which is a stupid goal and is insane. But trying to get that button down, go to GDC, hopefully network a little bit, show people the game, give out some stickers and some freebies and whatever. And then what I'm hoping to do is once online is working, I want to try to stream once a week and basically have a section during the stream where I playtest with audience, and I like host a game and have people join and just playtest for half an hour or so every week. I think that would be pretty cool, and it would maybe help us farm some content for like short content and whatever. We wanted to be trying to shoot for this like the fall next fest, like October this year, for a demo. Honestly, we could maybe get there. We could maybe get a demo out by then. I don't know. We'll have to see. Our expectations and our scope just keeps climbing, and we don't have a real budget tied to it, and we don't have a real timeline tied to it. So really our North Star is like, are we making what we want? is it good enough to release? And if the answer is no, we correct. So yeah, not really having, we don't really have a real timeline, but I don't know. We're in the stage where it's getting polished enough that I want to get people's eyes on it, and I want to start, working towards the Steam page and everything else, because that's going to be pretty cool. Oh man. Wait, are they a Yulong or a string? I think it's a string. Yeah, string. Ready. This is gonna be a nightmare. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure you've seen a little bit of already, but oh my god, I am just going through and going through and going through and just refactoring so much code for this networked version. Yeah, dude. Love to see you again. Thanks for talking. Congrats on number 2 in the leaderboard. Hmm. There we go. Dot values. Most of this is going better than I thought it would. Oh, what? Ugh. This is going to be a nightmare updating everything. But we are going to just chug along for the next 7 days. We're done. So now that player boats is a dictionary, we need to check all of its references. Fix a whole lot of stuff. One down. Let's just change this. Surprisingly easier than I thought it'd be to update this to a dictionary. We've gotten through all of the references now, actually. That is surprising. We can go back and fix things if we need to, but now we just need to make sure we are defining properly. Oh. Oh. Y'all, our chat is dead. Stream died. We need some people in here. Okay. Oh. Oh, what? Here we go. What? Weird. All right. We're gonna host a game. I did it too early. Oh my god. All right, let's try this out. We're gonna go to online. We're gonna host. We're going to open up a new game, spawn in. I'm gonna grab another player too. Then we are going to join, online join. We're gonna type in that D6CF78. And we completely missed it. D6CF78. Join. can see that the display HUDs are not actually registering at all right now, but we kind of didn't expect them to. No other bugs have happened yet, though, so that is exciting. I kind of forgot what I was trying to test, actually, but I think we're good. Oh! We actually got the displays for these two. That's good. Interesting. All right. I wonder if this is solvable. Hop into this really quick. Display HUDs, update player HUD, cursor dot value, player input. What if we don't have that? Wait. We can change this. We could totally change this. We're just using this to give it a reference, right? Player. Beautiful. Okay, so let's change this to player identifier. Game object. Feels good. Okay. Let's see if I screwed myself or not. Cursor. Oh my god, is it just key? Wait. No. String. So we have the UID. Oh. Key. We'll just change that. So cursor key is the UID. If we go back to here now, we're gonna grab a string. Wait. No. No. Okay, this is easy. Okay, so we gotta go into our... God, there's a lot of scripts open right now. Where's this? Yeah, let's just pass the identifier in. This is a pretty good stream. Oh! Oh. Oh. We are back. So good news is we've made a little bit more progress. We got display HUDs actually working, and we got our player boats converted into a dictionary in our scoreboard. I've got a couple other things to fix though. I honestly might just play through and make a list of things that need to get fixed and go that way instead of trying to think big term or big picture. I think that might help. We're getting there, guys. We really are. Oh. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and wait for that to finally. I guess it's just broken. Alright. So the really cool thing is post. You can go in, spawn a character, spawn another character. So the HUDs are not showing up here when they're supposed to. I wonder if I can tackle that here. Actually, yeah, we can. We go into our state manager. Go in. Captain select. It's actually not in there. I wonder where we usually... Is it on join? Yeah. On player joined. Spawn a UI panel. It seems it's like it would be fine. I don't really know why that's not working. Unless this isn't being called at all. Might be it. Where do we subscribe to Umpire? Okay. Okay. So now we need to convert this back to a string. Equals UID dot toString. And then that's interesting. All that. And now if player boats try get value. We got the all right. One more test to see if the heads-up displays are going to populate when players join. That would be a pretty sweet section to get completed today, I think. Alrighty. Dude. Alright. We're gonna host an online game. Broke it because I clicked the button too early. Oh my god. I really gotta fix that. Underline it again. Ooh. Alrighty. So guys, we have definitely trickled out of viewers, but I am still working on this. Not a ton to say right now. We've made some pretty good progress. Almost the entire captain's screen is updating perfectly. It's gonna be a little bit of a pain to sync all of the crewmates and player health and things like that, but we're getting there. We really are. Alrighty. We're gonna go ahead and join, grab in another guy just for fun, and then we're gonna join over here. Join with the PGB. Nope. PGB 6KK. Going over here. I'm going to go ahead and join with this new input and another input, just for fun. It's pretty cool to see. All of those are working. They didn't get their displays updated at all. Oh, that's what I need to check. Scoreboard data tracker might not even be up yet. Crap. It is. Alrighty, I think I'm gonna go ahead and close out the stream. It's been a while since I had any stuff going on in stream, so I think I'm gonna just focus on networking, and I might pop another stream open later. Maybe I'll work on the thumbnail a little bit, make it a little better looking. But otherwise, I will see you guys hopefully next week, right before GDC. That'd be pretty sweet to see what kind of updates I have then. Later.